Tonight we're going to try what is called a Mai. So I'm going to be putting a layer of copper into a knife. The layer of copper will not be on the cutting edge. Either the leaf spring or the bandsaw blade will be on the cutting edge, most likely the leaf spring in the middle. So I'm going to take these pieces of leaf spring, I'm going to heat them up, I'm going to clean them off, I'm going to cut them up into sections, I'm going to flatten and open up those copper pipes pieces, and that'll be the next video. All right, here's how it's going to go. It's going to go leaf spring, bandsaw blade, sheet of copper, leaf spring. Flip it over. It's going to go bandsaw blade, copper, leaf spring. We're going to stack it, and I'm going to weld it together like a brick. I'm going to weld everything together like a solid brick, and then we're going to squish it, and hopefully we get a Mai. So here's the billet, fully welded all together. All the seams are fully enclosed. So about to throw it into the forge now and see what we get. So here we go. It's the billet. We're gonna check it out and see if it squishes. Whoa! I got some copper. That is the copper. Yeah. Whoa! I think I got it too hot. I gotta let this. So I had that too hot. I forgot that I was told to work it more red than glowing. So I let that go a little long. So I squished some of the copper out of it, and hopefully there's still some in there. We'll find out. If not, it'll make a really nice leaf spring and bandsaw blade knife with no copper. If I just squished all the copper out. But we'll see. We're gonna let this come down a little bit here. And we're gonna go do it again. So Mark, come over. I think we're okay. I'll go light. Okay, so what happened there with the flying copper that you saw shooting out of the billet? That actually wasn't supposed to happen. I heated it up too much, and the other smith that told me about how to do the Mai, he specifically said, work the metal like red orange, not white hot. So what did I do? I heated it up white hot. That's what you get when you heat up a Mai with copper in it too much and squish it on a 16-ton press. You get flying copper. So don't do that. I did that. At the end of it, it looks like I do have a billet. I don't know how much copper is still in it, but we'll work it down and see what happens here yet. So there is a cool pattern in it from the bandsaw blade and the leaf spring, if nothing else. So that's cool. But the copper aspect of it, how much is left in there, because it blew all over my shop, I don't really know how much is left in there. So we'll see. So hey, it's a science experiment. I don't know either. So I ended up with a solid chunk of steel here. Hopefully, we'll see once we get into it for the D-lams. There are some hints of copper still left in it. We will see once we grind down if there's actually anything in there or not. And you definitely see there's a layer on there for the bandsaw blade and the leaf spring. So all in all, this probably should still turn out to be a decent knife, even if the copper isn't in there, because it seems like a solid billet. So we'll work it, bang it into a knife, and see what it turns into, if anything. Hopefully something. So right from the get-go, I thought I was in trouble when I saw the copper spurting across my shop. And instead of polishing a turd, which I call it, when things go wrong, you just let them go wrong. And a lot of the other smiths I've been seeing on YouTube actually have been showing their failures. Even though I haven't honestly had a failure yet, this is basically my first two. And they were both a kumai with a copper component into it. One was like, I tried it in a canister, and that was strictly just a test to see what the copper would do with the powdered metal inside the canister. And that just doesn't work. And then obviously I way overheated the stick, the flat billet here, with the copper in it. Obviously you saw it spray all over my shop. So this was just overall a failure, and sometimes you gotta fail to succeed. I'm gonna step away from the kumai for a while, but I'm gonna circle back around to this one. So you'll see this later on for me. I will succeed. I won't let it beat me, but it's temporarily stalled me and I'm putting my focus somewhere else. So next one I'm gonna do is a chainsaw. I actually broke my chainsaw yesterday, so I'm gonna do a chainsaw canister Damascus, which should turn out pretty cool. That'll be in my next video.